Live from the McPherson Academic and Athletic Complex, Billy Beebe with 91.1 WRMU and the Mount Union live stream coming at you as we are set for some awesome OAC action here tonight. The Purple Raiders, currently ranked number 2 in the OAC, welcome in the challenger, the Marietta Pioneers, who are consistently and yet again the number 1 team in the OAC. Folks, before we get started with the pregame breakdown and whatnot, I'd like to tune in with a pregame interview. It was a pleasure to talk with Devontae Friga and Nathan Bauer-Malone about this upcoming matchup today, their season so far, and their teammates, the role they played. So we'll tune into that interview and get back to pregame soon enough. All right, Billy Beebe 91.1 WRMU here with Nathan Bauer-Malone, Devontae Friga. Guys, obviously what could be taken as the biggest game of the season so far against Marietta. Gentlemen, it has been an interesting season scoring-wise for you guys. Devontae, we'll start with you. Coming off the bench, you are the Lou Williams of this team right now. You're playing a little defense, but you're going to get buckets off the bench. How do you feel about that role?
I was a little off about the role at first, and then once I started talking to the coaches and accepting the role, I understood where my place was and why it gave us such an advantage for me coming off the bench, because having Nathan start for us and have that being able to capitalize right away is pretty huge. But I've accepted the role, and I'm actually like the role now, so I'm okay with it.
Absolutely, and a team like Marietta going to have to step the defense up. Anything specific you are going to kind of be looking to do versus these guys?
I think be more physical than them, because they're a very physical team, like one of the more physical and disciplined teams in our league.
Okay.
So defensively, we just have to hit them before they hit us.
Great. Nate, yourself and Colin have taken over a bulk of the scoring for the starters. What have you seen kind of in Colin Gurley's growth over the last it'd be a year and a half now?
I would say his decision making. He's not just hacking up shots all the time. And when he does, I mean, it goes in.
Chance they going.
Yeah. So he's our person that gives us a spurt. As in, like, if we're down a little bit, say 9 points, he'll hit 2 threes and put us in with one three-point range. One possession range. So yeah, he stepped it up big time.
You yourself have pushed yourself in a couple of these games to get your career high. What is it that you know on a night like that you can get up into the 30s?
Yeah, I haven't got. When did I get my career high last time? Was that sophomore? Oh yeah, sophomore.
Yeah, you're a couple off.
Yeah, it was a couple off. I mean, it's cool. I'm just trying to provide for my team and get everyone right. I mean, my main goal is to be aggressive and get other people's shots also as well. So it's not just for me.
Defensively, we know a lot of these teams run things completely first move, whether it's a pass, whether they're going for the bucket. You yourself on defense, what is it you're trying to do versus the point guard?
Not myself get screened at all for an opportunity for the other man to shoot.
Right. Guys, I'll go back to Devontae first here. This team's deep. You guys are playing 9-10 guys consistently, whether they play 5 minutes of meaningful basketball or they play the entire game. What do you think about this team being seniors?
Talking about us?
Yeah, either seniors or just the entire roster. I know you guys are making the most of everybody.
Everybody on our team plays a significant role, and that's from the guys that play the 5 minutes to the guys that play 35 minutes to the guys that don't play at all. We all have a significant role in this team, whether that's to show up at practice, bust the starters, and then come over here and cheer us on and stuff like that, because we're all one collective group. So no matter how much time we're playing, everybody's playing a significant role. And us as seniors, we go into these games, we know what these games are going to consist of. We know how physical they're going to be. So I think for us, the important thing is to let the younger guys know what this game is going to be like.
Nate, same question, kind of talking about the 10 guys that you guys are rolling out playing big minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they don't realize how big of an impact they really make. When we make a 3 and we see them cheering us on, I mean, that just gets us all hyped and ready to go on the court. I mean, and the squad that doesn't really play much in games, they really be busting us in practice, and that really gets us going and focused up for the next game.
Gentlemen, good luck tonight. I really appreciate it. Alrighty, so great interview there with Nathan Bauer-Malone and Devontae Friga. Just kind of a last-minute thing that I was able to snag on my phone. I know the quality was not the best, but we wanted to make sure you got that interview with two guys that are making a big difference for the Raiders that have led them to this point. Looking at it, again, the matchup, Marietta, number 1 in the OAC at 14-1 this season. They're undefeated in the conference, 8-0. Mount Union, 12-3 to start the year, 7-1 in the OAC. Again, every time we tune in, talk about those losses. One was on a trip to Michigan. The Raiders lost both games, and then they had an off night against Heidelberg, so you really feel like they haven't lost their spirit. They know what their losses are, and they know what kind of team they have within them. However, it's the team that they welcome in today that we are interested to take a look at. Marietta is ranked 6th nationally. This is a team that dominates the OAC on a year-to-year basis. They have made strides to make sure that is the case every single year within the OAC. John Vanderwall, very proud of his team and the work they do year to year, and this is a group that will certainly try and give the Raiders their best. Player to watch, the junior from Marion Harding, that is Jason Ellis, 19 a game with 4 rebounds. Ellis is certainly a guy that this team wants to make the most out of. He's a 5'11", most likely going to play point guard for this team. The Pioneers averaging 89.3 points per game. They're first in rebounding in the OAC. They grab 45 boards a game, an extremely impressive number. Folks, the packed crowd is here tonight. We have a blackout student section. And again, the Raiders have adapted a DJ over the past year. So with the interview with right now, you're going to hear music being played during timeouts and pregame, but we want to make sure we get you set for this matchup. Let's take a look at those Raiders coming out there. We know these guys obviously have a set plan that they want to get into. If you didn't get to catch that interview, it was interesting to talk with Devontae Friga and Nathan Bauer-Malone, 2 senior leaders. These guys talk about Marietta's an aggressive team. They want to knock you off your game right away by getting physical and making sure you know who's boss. And that's a team that the Raiders want to go in against and make a clean break defensively with how they play. Let's look at the projected starters for Marietta. Christian James, he'll actually be taking the point guard role, 9.7 points per game. He's a junior. Again, we previewed Jason Ellis, the junior. He's their leading scorer with 19 a game. Tim Krieger, the junior, he's next best with 11.7. The Raiders know him well, playing him over the last couple of years. Mike Hall and Caleb Hoying, another guy the Raiders have seen continuously over the last couple of years. The Raiders, they have been going Gurley, Nathan Bauer-Malone, Braden Poole, John Carroll, and Tanner Slack. Now, what that lineup does for them, Slack is the #1 defender and will play that way. They make the most out of him to stretch the floor offensively because he's able to make shots when open. Gurley is the man when it comes to aggressive scoring, taking tough threes, taking consistent tough threes. He's always going for the tough shot, but folks, he has gotten better and better, not only from his time here when he was a freshman, now a sophomore. He has taken this year as an opportunity to choose his shots wisely and make the difference. Nathan Bauer-Malone enters the 1,000-point club at Mount Union weeks ago and has only built off that. He's going to be the guy running this offense, assisting, dumping the ball off, and going after it. For this team, they were picked to win the OAC, folks. Preseason, they were the team chosen to go at Marietta and give them their best. So here we are, mid-season. The Pioneers walk in for the first matchup of the year against the Raiders. We're set to roll here on 91.1 WRMU and the Mount Union live stream. Billy Beebe going to be with you all night. Make sure you follow us, WRMU_sports. Obviously, a big day for the Raiders football program as Coach Jeff Dart was named head coach. And that means hopefully the winning culture is going to continue with Coach, who's been here about 8 years, and we're excited to see it. Again, your Raider starters, Gurley, Bauer-Malone, Slack, Poole, and Big John Carroll over on the Marietta side. Christian James, Jason Ellis, Tim Krieger, Mike Hall, and Caleb Boyne. Thanks to Jared Mullen, who's back in studio. He's going to keep us on and rolling. You can tune in with us every Wednesday. We'll have men's basketball on 91.1 WRMU. Every home game on Wednesdays will go on to the live stream. This Saturday, make sure to tune in at 3 p.m. for women's basketball action. That'll be hopefully on both the live stream and radio as the ladies look to continue their winning ways after a big win last week. Folks, as the clock strikes down for 15 seconds, we will tune in with the national anthem and be set for tip-off. on 91.1 WRMU and the Mount Union live stream.
Good evening and welcome to the McPherson Academic and Athletic Complex for tonight's men's basketball matchup between the Marietta Pioneers and your American Purple Raiders. The NCAA and Ohio Athletic Conference promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial comments, or intimidating actions directed at the officials, student athletes, or coaches will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site. Also, consumption or possession of tobacco products and alcoholic beverages is prohibited. At this time, would you please rise, remove your hats, as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem by Brendan Ducting.
Are set for tip-off, folks. Again, we have the best seat in the house. That is in the crowd, top row of the bleachers. Billy Beebe with you here for a full 40 minutes of basketball on 91.1 WRMU and the Mount Union live stream. Raiders. Set to take on the Pioneers in a 1 versus 2 OAC matchup. As the Pioneers go through all their starters ready to go. From experience, the number one advantage that the Pioneers have is their stadium. On the road tonight, the Raiders could give them fits hosting because Ban Johnson Arena, the Banjo as they call it, is a spot that requires a certain look to it. It definitely closes players in, gives them feel like fans are over top of them, and the going back and forth within that arena is definitely their PA system and screen. So these players for Marietta, always a tougher task to go on the road, and they will have to try it tonight, taking on Mount Union. Let's break down the starting lineups as they go out there, folks. Nathan Malone, the senior point guard from Stowe, averaging 15.3 per game, 5 assists and 4 rebounds. Malone, athletic, tough, a good shooter, and a quick rebounder. Very valuable for the Raiders. Colin Gurley, he's the leading scorer for your Raiders, 16.9 a game. He's done a great job of making sure his shots are confident and clean this year. Tanner Slack, the senior forward, out of New Concord. He went to John Glenn High School, 7 points per game. He's the defensive lockdown guy. Braden Poole, the sophomore from McDonald, averaging 6.7 and 5 rebounds. And Big John Carroll, averaging 3.9 a game and about 8 rebounds. John plays a certain role opening the game up in the first 5 minutes. And then from there, Carroll will take a break and head back out for the second 5 minutes of the beginning of the second half. So let's do it, folks, right here, 91.1 WRMU. Billy Beebe with you for both radio and live stream here tonight as Mount Union tries to take down the giant of OAC basketball, the Marietta Pioneers. Ball up, John Carroll snags the ball as he usually does, and the Raiders will start things off. Carroll over to Gurley, open, let's get this thing going, he nailed it. He called it and made it too easy. Colin Gurley leads the game off with a good rotation and a big three. The Raiders are up 3-0. Marietta gonna push the ball inside. It'll all start with the point guard. We talked with Bauer Malone before the game about that. Is OAC teams run things quickly through their point guards. As Hoyne has it, he'll kick out a big shot. Nailed it. Mason Leidick hits it. And so right back comes Marietta. Folks, I cannot put an emphasis on the amount of threes that Marietta is putting up per game. And just in general, the program pushes it. Gurley again for three, no good in the corner. Grabbed by Marietta, they'll push it back up. A packed house on both sides of the gym tonight for the MAC. Pleasure to have Tommy Stanger sitting next to us. Has a lot of support for this team. As ball goes up, good D by John Carroll, but laying it up and in. Mason Leidick, not listed as a projected starter, but Leidick making the difference early for Marietta. Bauer Malone will take it up top, trying to make a move. We'll see how John Carroll wants to take on Mike Hall, who's 6'6". Carroll still at 7 foot. Offensive foul, and the Raiders will turn it back over to Marietta. And we discussed with Bauer Malone and Devontae Friga. Guys, you know this is the biggest game of the season thus far. No hesitation, absolutely. Both of them confirm that this is a big matchup and something they have to make sure they take advantage of. Lob inside, jammed home. Tim Krieger, the athletic big man, puts it down. Ball's loose, and the Raiders will have to take a sec to take it up. Marietta bench is going wild. A 7-3 lead for Marietta to start this thing. A lot of these players know each other well, at least from last year and the year before. This is a team, a set of players on both sides, been going at it. They know each other's playing style, strengths, weaknesses, and overall as a team what they're going to go for. Bauer Malone, Poole in the corner. It's off left and off the rim. Could see that immediately as it came off Poole's fingertips. That the thing was going to move a little left of the rim. The floor, Marietta. The Pioneers have size that the Raiders usually see in just one player. It'll help to have John Carroll out there. Nice steal by Poole as the Pioneers try to put it inside. Slack up, puts it up and in, no foul. But Tanner Slack makes an athletic down court play, and the Raiders cut the lead to 7-5. Folks, we still have 17 minutes left to go here in the first half. Leidick moving the ball all around. Hoyne to James. Tipped and picked again. Now Poole's got it. Good job by Bauer Malone. He went high to tip that one. And the Raiders back on offense. Poole, Gurley, no hesitation for three. Up and off. Colin Gurley going aggressive to start this one, but they're going to need him to start hitting some of these. 7-5, Marietta leads it to start. 16:40 left as Carroll's giving Krieger tough time at the top. And it is a travel. And the Raiders will get it back. Big John Carroll giving Tim Krieger all he can handle. Again, folks, the most impressive stat from Marietta is not player by player, but 89.3 points per game. As back up the floor comes Mount Union. Poole driving inside. Tries to go up and under, knocked away. He recovers it, up and in. Kyle Matoskia tried to get after him, but a good job by Poole to stay with it and lay it in. Lucas Isley is checked in for Marietta. He's their spark plug off the bench. Hoyne drives inside, good look. We'll give it to Matoskia in the corner. Leidick missed it. Big John Carroll comes down with the rebound. Your Raiders are back on offense. Bauer Malone working through the picks. Nice step back. He's got room. He's got a three. Nailed it. Nathan Bauer Malone probably got fouled too, but he nailed it. He took Leidick for a ride, and the Raiders are up 10-3. Marietta feeling the pressure now. They're going to go back and forth, scoring. They've actually been off a break. Matoskia going at Carroll, fades way short. Poole will snag it. Give to Bauer Malone. Your Raiders taking it back up the floor. They're hot. Bauer Malone, his step back gave him the lead on that last possession. But Gurley's had a couple nice shots today that were open. Unfortunately, he's 1 for 3. Lost his man on a big ankle breaker. Poole, mid-range layup, good. Braden Poole puts it up and in again. And timeout, Marietta. Raiders up 12-3. And folks, if you wanted a good game, you got it right here on 91.1 WRMU and the Mount Union live stream. 15:08 left in this first half. And already a slew of scoring for the Raiders. Poole's got 4. Slack has a bucket. Bauer Malone's got a 3, and Gurley's got a 3. That'll make it 12-7. As the crowd is really into it on blackout night. So back out come the Pioneers. The Raiders just short of Marietta at 82.5 points per game. It'll be interesting to see who Marietta labels, their best player and a guy that's going to make a difference for them this year. Ball moving all around for Marietta. Pioneers trying to get back off the board. Probably haven't scored in about a minute and a half as the Raiders have taken the opportunity to do points of their own. Caleb Hoynes really got this crowd going tonight. Every time he's touching it, it's a boo as Jason Ellis pulls up and nails a jumper. For the Raiders, as always, we're about 5.5 in, so John Carroll will sit, and Logan Hill, the transfer from Toledo, will tag in for Mount Union. Friga also going to come in now. He's scoring 6-man for this team. Give Bauer Malone, pump fakes, inside Hill, up and in. Logan Hill almost had his coveted dunk down low, but made sure he got the easy bucket. Make it 14-9 Mount Union with 14 left. Hoyne goes up. He got stripped, but it's out of bounds. Actually, that's Lucas Isley. Mount Union can get so hot with these threes that it's extremely tempting for this offense not to just pull up and go at it. As Hoyne again catches the crowd's attention. Pull up, no good. Friga gonna grab the rebound and give it to Bauer Malone. And the Raiders dash down the floor. Bauer Malone, he is putting them on skates. Long 2, up and off, but Poole will get the rebound. And it looks like Isley might want to take it easy on Bauer Malone as he already took Leidick for a highlight earlier. Gurley moving it to the left, running out of time on that shot clock. He'll pull up long 3, up and off. Back to Marietta. It's a 3-on-5, and they'll throw it away to Friga. Now it's a 2-on-2. Friga and Gurley. Friga drives the lane. Hoyne fouls him immediately. Good play, smart basketball by Devontae Friga as he'll draw the foul and head to the line for 2. We talk with Friga pregame. He knows that his role as the 6th man on this team is extremely important. Devontae averaging 13.1 off the bench. Folks, that would be impressive as a starter. But he makes the most of his time and does a great job. These two teams will face off at the Banjo on February 12th, so whatever happens tonight will leave a taste in somebody's mouth for about a month. Up the floor, Lucas Isley is leading the offense. Give, Krieger. Give to the outside, that's Carson Snyder who just checked in. And he'll have to get it back out to Ellis before he falls out of bounds. Ellis is up top, crowd giving it to him. 13 minutes left, Raiders up 6, 15-9. Mario Kaywood on Krieger. Krieger gets the outside, lobs it up. Whoa, man, that fadeaway is deadly. Krieger with the good touch to make it look like he was going to put a left-handed move on Kaywood and then fade. Right now the lineup, Chris Painter Jr., Todd Gurley, Colin Gurley, Devontae Friga, Mario Kaywood, and Logan Hill. Painter, pull up, man in his face, no good. It's just got to be that kind of game, folks. Guys are going to have to be aggressive. Byron Malone went for it, Gurley went for it. That's what's got him this lead. However, you like a couple of those buckets just to be smart as Krieger goes up and puts it down for another Marietta bucket. Make that lead 15-3 with 12:10 left to go here in the first half. Only one timeout from Marietta so far. Gurley give Hill, Hill long two. And Logan Hill shows the range he's got. Actually, they'll call that a three. So Hill with the three ball. A timeout used by each teams to get set. And now we're really rolling offensively. Isley looking to make a play. He'll give it off to Jason Montgomery. Long three, no good. Kaywood tipped it. Friga's got it. It's a 3-on-1 over to big Logan Hill. And he'll go offensive foul. Kind of a muddled pass there as Hill knocked into his man. They don't like that. And Marietta will take it back. Folks, if you are a loyal WRMU listener, or if you just want to make sure that when it's time to listen, you want to jump right in, download the WRMU app. The minute you open that bad boy, myself, Will Brienza, Ben Johnson Bowers, Brendan DeVinny, Riley Sullivan, and all the folks doing on-air shifts, shows, and more will be at your fingertips and ready to go. The WRMU app, available on all platforms. Marietta bouncing back down 5 as the Raiders have shot well and played clean defense thus far. Krieger going inside, up and in, one-handed, up top. I think he's got about an inch on Kaywood, maybe. Krieger at 6'8". Kaywood sitting at 6'6", so 2 inches on him. Hill might need to make sure he switches and goes at Krieger, while Montgomery is really tall at 6'9". Krieger's the man as Friga goes up, missed it. Hill cleans it up and puts it in. Logan Hill backs up his buddy and puts it in. 20-15 Mount Union as Logan Hill checks in. And now actually they'll call out foul on Gurley. It looked like Ellis was the one that came around too aggressive. So Gurley's gonna get a break. Bauer Malone back in. 10:46 left to go here in the first half. Mount Union leading 20-15. Their leading scorers, Logan Hill with 7 for Mount Union. Tim Krieger for Marietta has 8, so a big man battle. Krieger goes up, Friga, good defense, but Krieger's just that much bigger and lays it in. Somebody stop Tim Krieger, the 6'8" junior from Delphos St. John's. He's giving the Raiders fits. Kaywood going down low. You guessed it, Krieger going at him. It's a jump ball, and this one will go to Marietta with 10:18 left to go here in the first half. Mount Union up 20-17. Thank you for joining us, 91.1 WRMU. Make sure you follow us, WRMU_sports. Coach Jeff Dart hired today as the Mount Union's new football coach here on campus, so the winning tradition will hopefully continue with Coach Dart, who's been here for 8 years. Obviously going to be trusted by Vince Karras and Larry Karras. that kind of news gets broken on the WRMU Twitter. Krieger inside, nice job, but it's short. Chris Painter stuck with him, and Jason Ellis couldn't lay it in. This offense continues to run around Krieger. Friga, long three, pulls up, nailed it. Devontae Friga, Mike Hall's taller, but Friga's got the touch. 23-17 Mount Union. Friga with his first bucket off the bench, besides his free throws, of course. So give Friga 4 on the day. Mike Hall, that's a big man, but he has not dropped down low much. He's 6'6". Oh, Krieger switching back and forth, and they'll call Hill. So Marietta's going to inbound down low. Hill will get a break. Logan Hill will exit with a nice 7 points. And now Big John Carroll will come in to try and put some height on Tim Krieger. Poole also back in to take on Montgomery. Has kick, cornered up and off. Ellis got to make that shot wide open as Bauer Malone lost his shoe. He'll stay in the backcourt. And now will hustle up and get back down the floor. Obviously, he's the primary point guard in this situation, more experienced than Painter. Malone, step back. The shoe doesn't matter, but he'll dump it to Painter. That would have been something special to know. Bauer Malone's still got that step back with a loose shoe. As Painter drives, he'll catch the foul as he lost it out of bounds. Coach Fueline, I usually say we'll see how long he keeps his suit coat on to compare it to their play, but he never started with one tonight. This is a stressful game for Coach, a big one, and he's ready to go. Sleeves rolled up, no coat on, and Fueline's got this offense rolling again. His 9th season with the program. Bauer Malone, kick, free, a nice pump fake, goes inside. They'll call the foul. I don't think Devontae wanted it. He had a lot of room. Guys like Chris Painter, Braden Poole, Colin Gurley are what Bauer Malone and Friga talked about pregame. These guys have stepped up and they don't even know their meaning yet as Bauer Malone fades and hits on a step back three. His second tough bucket of the night. And the Raiders back up 26-17. Hall dumps it inside. Matoskia stepping around, too many steps, sir. Teskia costs them. And the ball will go back. Matoski, actually it'll just be Matoski, so a timeout by Marietta after the Matoski travel. Leaves 8.5 left here in the first half. A packed McPherson Academic and Athletic Complex here on the University of Mount Union campus. Raiders in what is claimed to be their biggest game of the year basketball-wise so far. They'll obviously have a lot more to play. Mount Union's up 26-17 over Marietta. Both teams will once again have to keep an eye on Baldwin Wallace and John Carroll behind them in the OAC. Those two programs above 500 and playing well. Man, John Carroll's 11-4 this season. However, they're 4-4 in the OAC, so they dropped to 4th. Raiders came into John Carroll earlier in the year and really shocked them with a 20-point win. Looking for the same thing tonight at home against the 6th ranked nationally Pioneers. Ball moving all around. Bauer Malone's feeling it right now. And Nate has had a couple games this season where he's really pushed his career high of 35. He has done so well putting that, actually I think his career high is 33, but he's pressed well on offense, and I asked him, what is it that lets him know as Bauer Malone misses a tough fallback? What is it that lets you know it's that kind of game? He said nothing. Every game's going to feel the same. I can feel the same way when it's me with 1 point and I have 9 assists. I feel the same way as when I've got 30. So this is a guy running the offense, but aggressive himself in scoring. And, if you've tuned in with some of these games, Bauer Malone has had to defer to guys like Gurley, Slack, Friga, as they are hot and playing well as Poole steps into a 3. Nice pick by Carroll. Friga, hustle rebound as he leans up and snag it. Now a switch move, up and in. Leave him alone, Devontae. He gets the rebound, brings it back out. A nice side to side, and it's his bucket to have. Devontae Friga with all the moves there. Bauer Malone steals it away. John Carroll got that steal. Bauer Malone rolling up the floor. Give Friga inside. He'll kick it out. Painter, long 3, in and out. The Raider faithful want it back. Bauer Malone coming inside. Tipped it, and Nate won to make a push. Nathan Bauer Malone's got the hops as he leaps and almost laid that ball in. So Mount Union up by 11 now at 28-17. Bauer Malone shooting for his 7th and 8th points of the day. First one up and in. Right now on the Mount Union Dynamo, can read stories again about the big coaching change on campus. Can review Colin Gurley's last game. He tied a school record with 9 threes. And more news from around campus and within the sports community on the umudynamo.com. Bauer Malone sinks his second. Mark it, folks. Raiders up 13 with 7:12 left to go here in the first half. Marietta really struggling without Tim Krieger on the floor. Speak of him, and he'll show Krieger's check back in. Isley chucks one up. Oh, Painter will get called for a foul. And Painter, a very vocal guy on the floor, he'll let him know. Folks on the WRMU Twitter right now, get updates. If you're just listening in and whatnot. We're also going to get some feedback from this one as, Devontae obviously worked a lot with student media and still does so much. So, we lean on him sometimes to figure out some things about the team. And obviously he's a guy I can go to and talk interviews and whatnot. So we're able to get quotes and news and stories from these guys because they work so well with us, so we appreciate them. Marietta gets both their free throws from Ellis. And the Purple Raiders crowd is kind of quieted down as they come back up the floor. Free throws always kill a little bit of momentum. Krieger knocked that one back. Bauer Malone still a little stunned. Poole, nice hustle. Gives it to Montgomery defensively, and they'll call a foul. Poole had all the hustle in the world to get back down. If you want to call anything, he might have snagged him at the hips towards the end, but you're slowing down good basketball right now. So send Montgomery to the line for 2. First one up and off. Montgomery, while he's only listed at 6'9", that wingspan's got to be something special. His arm is very long as he'll miss the second. Carroll trying to get the rebound, he does. Give it to Poole, and Bauer Malone waits it back. Gotta love the student section right behind the bench cheering on these Raiders. Odd that in a blackout. Mount Union goes white jerseys, but I think it's kind of an offsetting thing. Bauer Malone open for 3. Good pass from Gurley. He hits. Folks, it might be Nate's night. He is everywhere. And Nathan Bauer Malone is up to 11 points on the day with 6 minutes left to go here in the first half. Air ball, Gurley's got it. You don't want to do that with a packed crowd as Isley missed that one short. And now Gurley comes back down the floor. Friga's open. He'll go no look to Carroll, who got swatted hard by Krieger and Montgomery. Friga was open in the corner, but also a good look to John Carroll. Down low, up and in goes Mason Leidick. Leidick put it up and in. Byron Malone cutting back and forth. Goes off. Nathan Byron Malone, step back, nailed it. Closer and closer it gets to being a Nathan Byron Malone takeover. He's got 14 of the Raiders' 36. Mount Union up 15 on Marietta. Inside Krieger. Those soft 2 buckets might not work. Oh, Montgomery put it down and gets a foul. Folks, if you heard my reaction, that was the crowds as they kind of just oohed at that one. And there's those long arms we talked about from Montgomery. Tanner Slack going to give Poole a break. Byron Malone, you can't give him a break. Nate is shooting so well thus far. Get some live stats up for you. You can always do that on mountunion.edu. If you just look up Mount Union basketball, it'll take you to live stats and video. So the second one going to go in 36-24. No lead safe, folks. This thing can still get shifted one way if Mount Union doesn't stay aggressive as Byron Malone cuts it inside. So let's take a look here at some live stats with 4:50 left to go. For the Raiders, Nathan Byron Malone, 2 of 2 from 3, 2 of 5 overall. Actually, he'll be, this is a step behind. Byron Malone's just out of control, shooting well. So we'll get better stats for you at halftime as Byron Malone misses, actually hits his second free throw, so put up to 16 points on the day as Nate is the driving force on offense right now. Gurley is the one a little MIA. He hit that nice 3 to start, missed 2. We haven't seen him since. Marietta feeling the pressure inside, blocked by John Carroll. Friga lobs it over. Byron Malone has it, lost it, throws it behind him, and Marietta will get it back. A lot going on as Friga tried to put it ahead for Byron Malone to do something special. Inside, nice lay-in, reversed by Mason Leidick. Leidick has 9 points today. And Tim Krieger out of the offense now, but he was the main offense for a hot stretch of about 4 minutes. Byron Malone comes off the Gurley pick. Oh, he shook his man without dribbling and barely missed it. And there's got to be butter on the rim when Colin Gurley's shooting because some of these shots are so close. Leidick kicks Krieger, top of the key. He's looking around. Isley driving inside, up and in. Nice shot by Lucas Isley and a timeout by Coach Fuelline. These fans don't care. They'll give it a round of applause for a team that's played so well to start off this big game. 38-28. 3:40 left to go here in the first half. Early candidate for WRMU player of the game, Nathan Byron Malone, the senior guard from Stowe, has 16 points and has made sure that every bucket is better than the last. Step backs, long threes, free throws, lay-ins, rebounds, everything. And yet, defensively, we look at John Carroll, Tanner Slack, Braden Poole, Byron Malone. They've all done such a great job not only getting steals, but making sure that blocks are an opportunity they have. And the Raiders step back out onto the floor. They'll go Bauer Malone, Friga, Slack, Gurley going to stay in the game, and Big John Carroll. While Gurley only has one bucket tonight, you know how much of a sharp shooter he is. It's possibly just because of that length of Marietta that Gurley can't quite get his usual run around threes, as Bauer Malone's got to get through Krieger. Man, that's a tough foul for Tim Krieger because he comes up top just trying to double up, and as he turns around, Bauer Malone's hitting him in the hip, and they'll call that on Krieger. So Raiders in the bonus. Bauer Malone will go to the line. Nate Bauer Malone, first shot up and off. That means Marietta gets it back. Marietta moving this ball all around. Krieger's up top. He'll get back to Ellis, who, despite being a leading scorer, hasn't hit too many shots. Blocked again. Carroll and Friga on him. As Devontae goes inside, up and in! Devontae Friga goes aggressive on the other end, gets fouled as he puts a layup that took a special touch to go in, and Devontae's got 8. 40-28 Mount Union. 3:03 left to go here in the first half as Friga puts his free throw in. Isley's going to get a break for the Pioneers as Christian James comes back in. Montgomery also in there, so a lot of length down low in Krieger and Montgomery. Montgomery outside, he'll pull up, quick three, no good. Ball goes out of bounds. And the Raiders will come back out on offense with 2:45 left to go here in the first half. Billy Beebe with you here on 91.1 WRMU and the Mount Union live stream. Halftime, we'll get a quick break, play some music, but about 5 minutes before they come back out, we'll get Raider stats and more. Bauer Malone, pull up, barely off, but Friga, aggressive again, rebounded, no good, he'll get it again. Devontae will not settle. Friga, step back, inside, give Bauer Malone. That time he hit. I don't even know what to say about that. Friga goes double aggressive to make sure they have the ball and kicks it out to his senior friend, Bauer Malone, for the three. Montgomery, whoa. Bit of a flop there as he throws the ball up and away. But Montgomery will go to the line to shoot 2, down 16 points. The Raiders up 44-28. It's possible this could be Marietta's lowest scoring game of the season if things continue as is. Ball up and off. On the first free throw, Carroll will get a break. Mario Kaywood's in. We haven't seen Logan Hill in a while. Montgomery on his second free throw, in. And right now for Marietta, a program that obviously makes the most of everyone, I really just unable to identify a number one for them. A guy that's going to do most of the scoring and a guy to watch. Bauer Malone, he's got room off the pick, up and off though. Kind of hesitated there for a second, didn't know how much time he had. Back up the floor comes the Pioneers. 44-29 Mount Union. Give, corner, pump fake, over to Krieger. Friga's on him, good defense. Devontae taking on the bigger man, but it's laid up and in despite the hustle. And talked about Devontae scoring, but it is that defensive presence he brings off the bench. I acknowledge his footwork is incredible to stay with these guards. Devontae cuts and switches so well. Bauer Malone, slack in the corner. He'll pump, go inside, kind of bend out as he knocked it away. Now Kaywood will save it out of bounds. Pioneers rolling down the floor. A tough layup, not even close from Christian James. The Raiders were good. Bob Malone behind the back. Give. Gurley's open. Highlight, highlight, highlight. Gurley nails it. And now a technical. Coach Vanderwall is teed up. I thought Marietta called a timeout. And so with 52 seconds left, this crowd's erupting. This is too much in a game like this where the Raiders are up 16. Nathan Bauer Malone will go to the line. Folks, he's going to be at 20 points at halftime. Nate up and in. Bauer Malone hits the first technical free throw to buy him a second. He'll hit the second free throw also to put him at 21 on the day. Inbounded for Marietta. Their coach still a little fired up, but obviously with a technical that warns them of the situation and the severity of their thoughts. Up top, Leidick's been one of the biggest influences, but hasn't gotten most of the shots. Up, in, and there it is. Mason Leidick puts a high layup in and gets the foul. And so Leidick will go to the line. 35 seconds left here in the first half. It's a 49-33 Mount Union lead. Not much said from Marietta. I mean, there wasn't much trash talking to start, but this team's gone quiet overall. I will note, Caleb Hoyne has not touched the floor in a while for this team after missing a tough jumper. And you hadn't had many shots before that. 25 seconds left, 49-34 Mount Union. Bauer Malone, top of the key. He's got 12 on the shot clock. He has put every defender on skates. I was gonna name James specifically, but it's been everybody. Step back, nailed it. Unbelievable. Nate is unconscious right now. 24 points from the senior from Stowe. Up and in on a quick three transition. And that's the half, folks. Despite that quick three, a lot to be excited about here at the MAC. Mount Union up 52-37 over Marietta. As we're going to take a quick 10-minute break. When we come back, we'll break down stats. We'll talk about what was an incredible first half. If you're just tuning out with us, an incredible run for Nathan Bauer Malone. He'll have 24 points at halftime. Mount Union up 52-37. Right here, 91.1 WRMU.
Break, Billy Beebe will chime back in and give you guys some updates. But for now, we're going to be tuning in to the music.
Check, check, check. Everything sound good? Let's do it. Hey, Jared, send a message what time your show is. I'll plug it. Into the McPherson Academic and Athletic Complex. Billy Beebe back with you for an exciting night of OAC basketball as the Purple Raiders stunned the Marietta Pioneers in just one half of play. We have a whole second half of basketball left to go, but the Raiders currently up 15 points, folks. A lead I don't think they knew they'd get, and yet we know this is something special that can be taken away as the Pioneers really are short of their usual 89 points a game, so they'll come out hoping to do something quickly, stay aggressive on defense, and make the most of their starters. For the Raiders, putting up that 52 points, you can look to one man specifically. Nathan Bauer Malone was incredible in the first half. 6 of 11, 6 of 8 from 3, folks. He was too good shooting, and Nate had 24. Look at the wrong carry. Sorry, 24 total points. He had 4 off turnovers, and he had 6 free throws. So Bauer Malone extremely impressive in that first half. For the Raiders, they were 17 of 34 total, a perfect 50%. 10 of 19 from 3. Again, 6 of those belong to Nathan Bauer Malone. We'll be on career high watch. Bauer Malone's career high is 33. What a game to test it. We also, I don't want to give myself any credit, but pregame I noted that Nate keeps pushing it. 30, 32, 30, 29, 28. So close to grabbing that career high. Here he is tonight, 24 at halftime. He'll need just 10, which doesn't seem too far off for the starter. Looking back to the other side, Marietta, just some real struggles. They're 15 of 25, 60%. They're shooting very well. 2 of 7 from 3. That's a struggle for them. And looking off that, we'll need to find the turnovers. 8 total for the Pioneers. 4 for the Raiders. Folks, that is a category that can't help but stick out. Mount Union has used both John Carroll, Tanner Slack to put pressure on this team to make poor passes, leap in, steal it, and get points off turnovers. Great job by Jared Mullen. He's back in studio. Keep me on. We are about set for a second half of very entertaining basketball. .130 left to go here, and I mean, really, every Raider got time in that one. Logan Hill had a quick break, and that was after he had 7 points. As Hill comes in, the question mark for the Pioneers, Caleb Hoyne played the first about 8 minutes, maybe 6 minutes. I haven't seen him since. So Hoyne will have to try and fit back into this lineup. Looking at Hill, he did have 7. And he had about 2 rebounds. Friga's got 5 rebounds. Bauer Malone's got 4. Friga, if you missed it, went very aggressive on multiple possessions to get rebounds. Same with Bauer Malone, but Friga, I think, had 3 at one point in a row. And so here we go, folks, set for an interesting second half. While the Raiders are up 15 with the number 6 team in the nation staring at you from across the court, it is not safe at all. 52-37 Mount Union. Billy Beebe with you here on 91.1 WRMU and the live stream. Make sure you follow us, WRMU_sports on Twitter, WRMU911 on Instagram. as this second half will prove to be something special. Again, Nathan Bauer-Malone's got 24. He's eyeing his career high of 33 points. Folks, I gotta say, a game where Colin Gurley's shooting 2 of 6 is not often gonna be a game where the Raiders are up 15, but this team has picked it up, especially Bauer-Malone, and I like that they haven't stopped going to Gurley regardless. Let's open the second half with the Raiders on offense. Bauer-Malone, he's feeling it, obviously. Hopefully this second half doesn't slow him down. He goes inside, step back, up and off, very close. Poole tips it though, Carroll grabs it, he'll go up and lay it in. He was too tall for anybody to stop. And John Carroll stays aggressive and lays it in. Raiders up 17. 3-ball from Leidick, off. This thing could get out of hand quick for Marietta. Hoyne will fake it in the corner. This crowd of students does not like Hoyne. Ball up, off, back to the Raiders. Good defense. Down the floor, Slack's open. Oh! Tanner Slack jammed it home. And there's just been so many plays where these guys have almost had a dunk. Slack, the first dunk of the day, jamming it home. 56-37 Mount Union. Bauer-Malone comes off a pick, and it's offensive. Marietta's crumbling live. 18:53 left to go. Again, no lead is safe. And yet you really feel like Mount Union's lacking, or not lacking in confidence. Gurley almost went for a step back. Mike Hall's a little bit taller, so that's a tough defender. Gurley lost it. Up ahead to Krieger. He'll put it down. So Colin Gurley's tough day continues with that turnover. Bauer-Malone gets double teamed. Hoyne trying to help out. He'll kick it over to Poole, who's played well today. Lost it down low. Braden Poole with 2 points, a nice jumper earlier and 4 rebounds. Tried to put it up, got lost, and they'll get it back into Krieger. Good save by Mason Leidick. Leidick is everywhere for the Pioneers. Mike Hall fakes out Gurley. And early it was kind of obvious that the length of Marietta was going to make a difference, but now Mount Union's been so quick and have forced shot after shot instead of layups, it hasn't helped. Up and off from Christian James. Back to the Raiders on offense. Bauer-Malone. No shots yet from the kid with 24. He's sharing it. Slack, corner, nailed it. Nathan Bauer-Malone's the point of emphasis, and his teammates are the point of scoring. 59-39. The Raiders are up 20. Marietta gonna move it all around. Krieger inside, he's been unstoppable. Shot just short, but Tim Krieger will go to the line. A packed crowd here tonight, a ton of Raider alumni. Poole will go back and talk with Fuel Line about what they want down low. That's the threat, folks. Caleb Hoyne at 6'4", Mike Hall at 6'6", and big Tim Krieger at 6'8". Are pushing the Raiders to the limit, and yet when you miss free throws like that one, not too much of a threat. Krieger missed it. Tim Krieger's got 14. Next best, Mason Leidick with 12. Krieger catching boos as he hits his second free throw to make it 59-40 Mount Union. You're listening to 91.1 WRMU, live from the McPherson Academic and Athletic Complex. Billy Beebe with you. It's Bauer-Malone. Same exact play as last time, but this time Slack missed it. Bauer-Malone drove, caught the double team, and kicked it. This one's to Gurley in the corner. Nailed it. Anybody else want an open three? Because Bauer-Malone's delivering them. And Gurley gets back on track with that one. Seriously, the double team comes as Bauer-Malone cuts. Slack's open on the right, missed it, rebound. Gurley's open on the left, and the Raiders secure a 22-point lead. And folks, we have 16 full minutes of basketball left as the Pioneers have come out flat after that 5-minute mark in the first half. Ball, trying to drop it down low. Whoa, Nate kicked it, then realized no whistle, slapped it back in, and the Raiders get it back. That's the kind of heads up, aggressive, and plays that have fallen the Raiders' way. Gurley. Side to side, he lost it, but got it back. Poole's got it. He's on the right side of the court towards the fan section. Gurley, pull up, no fear, nailed it. It's Gurley's turn to go off, 65-40, as Gurley gets his 12th point on the day with that three, all from threes. And we were shocked to see him struggle in that first half. He's come out and shot the same exact way, no doubt. Ball up, Krieger missed it, rebound Hoyne, up and off. Hoyne again, this time he hit it. And that's what we were talking about, so many big guys down low, and Coach Fueline will get a timeout. Timeout by the Raiders, 15:41 left to go here in the first half, or second half now. Back on 91.1 WRMU off the timeout. The Raiders up 62-42. Now it was Colin Gurley making plays with some tough threes. $15-41, folks, and the Raiders have a 23-point lead. Mount Union did win last season at home. That was a big night for Andrew Francisconi, who had 15 in that one. And the Raiders gonna stick with their starters, except John Carroll will get a break for Logan Hill. Hill, the transfer from Toledo, is fit very well off the bench. Slack cut up, under, and in. Nobody had their eyes on Tanner as he laid it in. 15-20, a 15-point lead for the Raiders. Shot up, off grab. Hoyne's getting more and more aggressive now as he hasn't benefited much offensively and again got taken out of that first half as Hill has to stay aggressive to get that rebound. Back down the floor come the Raiders. Bauer Malone cutting off to his right. Drive inside again, another kick. Poole's open now for three. Up, off, but Bauer Malone corrals it in the corner. Give Gurley plenty of space. Nailed it. Unbelievable, Colin Gurley. You give him that much space, a fingertip's worth, that's open for him. Don't give him any more than that. And Gurley hits another three. Talking about Logan Hill, 5.5 rebounds a game. Benefiting about 8 a game, so it's just fit well. He's found a way to fit in after playing time, I think it was, that didn't work out in Toledo. He's happy to return to this area as he played at Jackson. And the Raiders happy to have him in what could be a special run. 70-44, you heard me right, 70-44 Mount Union. Gurley goes up, got fouled. He missed the layup, but now Colin Gurley is running hot. And you can also follow Mount Union Purple Raiders on Twitter. That's at Purple Raiders, no caps. They've got video highlights coming out as they happen, so a good job by the stats team. Put those out almost immediately. Slack will get a break. The crowd loves it. Tanner just made a couple nice plays. And the senior from John Glenn High School gets his time to rest. 71-44, folks. Raiders with an unbelievable performance at home in which I was worried to start. Marietta came off the bench rolling in this one. Soon enough, it was the Pioneers calling timeouts, trying to figure out how to stop Nathan Bauer-Malone. Nate has got 24 on the day, trying to test his career high of 33. Might be talking about too much as he hasn't had a bucket yet. And yet we still have so much basketball left to play with 13:40 left in this one. Other notable storylines, Coach Vanderwall very stressed out towards the end of that first half. He got a technical. Bauer-Malone's open, down low. He's been so generous with the passes. Gurley, corner, hits. It rolled off, it rolled back, it rolled in. Colin Gurley's feeling it. 75-46. Mount Union's about to go up 30. Hill, nice defense on Krieger. He airballed it. Tim Krieger usually can find something with that floater. Couldn't there. Now Nate's tying his shoe. And timeout by Coach Fueline. With that timeout at 75-46 Raiders. And you gotta imagine Bauer-Malone needing just 10 to match his career high. The pressure's on for him and his team, and yet they're still trying to preserve this lead. Nate, his assist number is gonna go up. As every time he dribbles, he catches a double team to kick it out. You obviously want him to get his career high, but this offense is running off Nathan Bauer-Malone's hot first half. Colin Gurley has played well into that with about 4 threes now in the second half. So with 12:58 left to go here in the second half off the Raider timeout. Friga is going to be the only one that checks in. So it's nice to think that when your small lineup's out there, it's 6'8" Logan Hill at center. Bauer-Malone goes hard at the hole, lays it up and in. He's got 26 now. No hesitation for the Pioneers to go back down on an aggressive layup from Carson Snyder. He missed it. Go to the line though. Now Tanner Slack will ready to go back in. See who for. Maybe for Poole. And Braden Poole will hit the bench. And that's the nice thing about doing a blackout and hyped out crowd like this, is anything that happens is a big deal. You got boos for this free throw. Tanner Slack hit the bench with an applause. Braden Poole hit the bench with an applause. This team fits well. Talking with some of our alumni broadcasters, No Ohio's Joe Mertens, they've just put an emphasis on how good this team is, how good these players seem to be compared to some of the teams they covered. Not to make them sound too old. Bauer-Malone, kick, Slack. He's got room but didn't take it. Now Nate psychs his man out, floater, fouled. Bauer-Malone hit him with a step forward, step back, and made Lucas Isley wait by the three-point line while he set up his floater. 12:16 left in the second half. Raiders up 77-47. And first free throw by Bauer-Malone, good. He's got 27. Second one's good. He's got 28. So only 6 more points for Bauer-Malone to have his career high. Back and forth. Marietta dribbles it. They just don't have the points they want right now. as a foul cut off to the side. Inbound ball lost and regained by Pioneers. Mount Union needs to get aggressive and get the ball back as a big three. As it was far, but Jason Ellis nailed it. Up the floor come the Raiders. Bauer Malone moves it to Gurley. Gurley, it started off as just a shot creator, but now he loves that catch and shoot three, no matter how difficult it is. Bauer Malone driving inside, kick back. Gurley steps into one, hits. What's going on here? Colin Gurley is too much for the Pioneers to handle. And Mount Union secures a 32-point lead. Make sure you follow us, WRMU_sports. .18 left to go here in the second half. The Raiders, do not mistake my voice, folks, up 82-50 over the Marietta Pioneers. And we still have a lot of basketball left to go. And we are back here as Marietta will bring the ball up. Talking with Jalon Yemke, sitting down to the right of me. I mean, the biggest win in his 4-year career was a 10-pointer against Marietta last year. So this 32-point lead and more as we keep going is getting to be absurd. Ball's out of bounds. Nate got shoved, and the crowd wants that pressure for him to give it up, but nothing said. And now it's getting out of control. They'll give it back. Now Friga's got it back, so all right, let's take a second here, get settled. It's Marietta ball down on the right baseline. For some reason, Devontae was setting up like he'd get the ball. Crowd finally happy, and now we're switching back. Drive inside and then give to Montgomery. He got swatted. How are you going to say Nathan Bauer Malone fouled him? Nate listed at 5'10", and he swatted Montgomery. Again, that'll speak to the hops. Okay, so Jalo said maybe a 20-point win. The Raiders did win by 12 last year. He thinks that might be their highest win in 4 years of his time. Logan Hill will get a break. Big John Carroll will check back in. Coach Fueline, talk with the refs about the block, but how much happier can you make Mike Fueline on a night like this? A 31-point lead and still 10 minutes left to go in this one. Nathan Bauer Malone is going to be the subject of interest going forward. He needs 6 to get his career high of 34. Montgomery, first free throw, nailed it. Actually, that's the second, so make it 82-52. And Nathan will take the ball up into the middle of the floor. Over to Devontae. All around it moves to Slack, back up top Friga. Friga driving inside, up and off, but a foul. And those are the kind of plays where if you talk to guys that play basketball, they're not entertaining plays for the crowd, but they're so valuable overall because it's smart. A team's now more anxious to foul you, and overall you're just going to get free throws now at the least. 83-52 as Friga hits his first. He's got 10, looking for 11. And the interview today with Devontae and Nate set up for a huge game. Awesome to hear. Up the floor, driving inside, throws up, blocked! Logan Hill pinned it against the rim. Now kick, Gurley in the corner. Up and off. I don't know how he missed that one. 10 minutes left, and Logan Hill still kind of clutching his palm after that one. Became an extremely aggressive block. Ball up, down, and they'll call a foul on the floor. And Carson Snyder. No, actually, it'll stay an inbounds pass. Thanks again to Jared Mullen back in studio. Night like this, you need guys to come in and help out and make sure this game's on air, and sacrificing a Wednesday night's a appreciative thing from myself to these guys that do such a good job for me, so thank you, Jared. Coming inside, ball tossed up, no good. Friga will tip it over to the right, and Bauer Malone's got it. Your Raiders are back on offense. Bauer Malone sets up, nobody's guarding him hard. He missed the 3 though. He wants that one back, definitely. His man gave him no credit. He stepped into one and barely missed. 9.5 left. Again, Nate needs 6 to get his career high of 34. Inside, throws it up. Good defense by Logan Hill. Foul on the floor. Actually, no, they might want to do free throws on this one. .23 left to go in the second half, Raiders. Coach Mike Fueline has really perfected his lineups and subs and whatnot. On the side, folks, we want to announce in what is truly a special story, Jordan James, a wrestler here at the University of Mount Union, College Male Athlete of the Year at the Cleveland Sports Awards. That Mark Price presented that to him, so that is a very big deal for both Jordan, the wrestling program, Coach Malave, and more. As Friga lines up and nails it. Back down the floor. Krieger inside. Leidick puts it up and in. Sorry for the technical difficulties to the radio side of things as we are back. Billy Beebe here on 91.1 WRMU and the Mount Union live stream. Quick update, Raiders up 87-56, 8:40 left to go here as they're trying to get Bauer Malone his career high. You can definitely tell Nate's taking more shots than usual. Step back, he lost them, tipped around and no good. The rim not being friendly there. And back down the floor come the Raiders. Friga, no look, Slack, good. His eyes were forward, but his pass was to the left. Good shot for Devontae Friga to take. 89-56. Kick out, shot, up and off. That's been the kind of night Marietta's had. Ryan Reedy was wide open, and they've had to get a foul. The Raiders are trading 2 buckets for 2 free throws. I think that's just the biggest benefit here. Again, congratulations to Jordan James. That is a very big deal to be named Cleveland Sports Awards Male Athlete, Collegiate Male Athlete of the Year. Very big deal. At the line, Montgomery. And the Raiders will get it back up 32. Got 8 minutes left. Give over to Friga. Friga to Bauer Malone. Friga, high floater, no good. Tip, Poole saves it, now he lost it. Give, Bauer Malone wants a 3, gotta take that. Up and off. And Nate's a little cold now. Nathan needs just 6. Coach Fueline hasn't given him a break. Maybe all half as Bauer Malone is pushing for this, and definitely rightfully so. We all want him to snag that accomplishment. Ball up, off, and John Carroll will snag it. 89-57 Raiders. Bauer Malone bringing it up. It's Christian James getting most of the defensive assignment against him now. Chris Painter's checked in for Gurley. Offensive foul against Mount Union. It'll go back to the Pioneers. So another kind of awkward possession. Pioneers inbound from the left side of the floor. Give over the right, Mike Hall coming inside. Kick back, Krieger, pull up, off, tipped and taken by the Raiders. Painter got it in transition. You can definitely see Bauer Malone kind of feeling a break. So he's kind of slowing down just a little bit. Still confidence in Nate that can get a career night. Friga inside. Give, Carroll up and in. Devontae's a threat. Carroll's a threat. Poole and Bauer Malone all have scored and forced this defense to pay attention. Pull up from Leidick, no good, and no foul either, as Friga will run the floor. Devontae drives inside, gives John up in foul. John Carroll is bigger than everyone, and he proves it again, laying that one in. Big John Carroll will go to the line. He's got 6. Ball off and snagged by Mike Hall. And now a technical on Devontae Friga. And I don't know if he'll have to sit. Actually called on Poole. Waiting for the call. Coach Feline shocked, trying to talk it through, but with a lead like this, you don't want to get too heavy on this one call. 6:14 left in this one. Raiders up 93-57. The Pioneers are not going to touch their usual 89 points. And the free throw for Leidick is off. Keep it at 58. 6 minutes left, 93-58 Mount Union. Player of the game for WRMU, definitely Nathan Bauer-Malone. 28 points today for the guard out of Stowe. He had 24 in the first half. The floor comes James. It's going at Bauer-Malone. Drive inside, thrown up. No good. And no bucket, goaltending. Folks, another humble brag. I picked the right two guys to interview, as Friga and Bauer-Malone have played incredible day. Friga has got 14 off the bench and has been a defensive force on some of these switches. Bauer-Malone had 24 in the first half, and even with 5:50 left, he's eyeing his career high. He'll pull up from three. Nailed it. Now Nate wants it. He's got 31. Bauer-Malone needs 33. Give Mike Hall. Hall off to the left. Krieger. Inside, Leidick in, foul. Oof. Leidick, if only he'd gotten the touches today. He's got 17 as the team's leading scorer. He's never really took on the offense to himself, and probably rightfully so. I don't think he's their number one guy. And again, congratulations to Jordan James, as he is the collegiate athlete of the year, voted by the Greater Cleveland Sports Awards for wrestling. Brian Malone over to Painter. Chris Painter looking for Nate. Nate gets a pick, stutter steps, looks back to his right. He wants anything. Pulls up from three. Nail it! Nathan Bauer-Malone with his career high of 34 points. Congratulations to Nathan. 34. A career night from the guard for Stowe. A senior that runs the offense and scores at will. What more can you say about him? He wants more, that's what you can say. Nails it. Bauer-Malone on the jumper. Make it 36. He went probably about 5 minutes without a bucket, and now Bauer-Malone can't get enough of the scoring. Leidick pulls up quickly, nailed it. Long two. And the Raiders have made a push all day. Mo Johnson is getting ready. I think Nate deserves a break now with 36 on the day. Bauer-Malone has it up top. Raiders up 101-63. Yes, 101-63, folks. This is a historic night for this program and a true step in the right direction. Malone, kick, Friga, you're open, but it goes off. Devontae, sometimes those are the toughest ones to hit. And now, on the land, back down comes the Raiders, trying to kill the final 3:33. Bauer-Malone, step back, sets his feet, was about to shoot but didn't. Painter will catch it in the corner. He'll drive inside. He's got easy layup, but a difficult dunk. He took the difficult dunk route and missed it. 3:18 left in this one. I still trying to wipe my metaphorical glasses off. 101-65, the Raiders lead. And if anything, Marietta struggled to pick one guy they wanted to roll with tonight, as they're accredited team, 6th in the nation, but they didn't have it at points. And Bauer Malone will get a standing O from this student section in this crowd as he exits. 36 points. The senior point guard from Stowe couldn't miss at times. A lot of his shots created by just him. They're not catch and shoots. They're step backs, tiptoe, 1, 2, left, right, shoot. And other Raiders check in Andrew Carbon, Julian Berry, Anthony Badd. Chris Painter's still out there, but he'll check out in a second. And Mo Johnson also in there. Marietta also calling in today for their starters. A whole new lineup in for them. Inside layup will go up and in for Jalen Greiser. 2:40 left to go. Ball tipped and a foul against not on Anthony Badd. He was the one that got knocked out. And so Daryl Newsom will check in. Ball lost, grabbed by the Pioneers, 2:25 left. Running forward, Johnson got fouled hard. Whoa! They'll keep it on Mo. Greiser came crashing through the lane. And I'm not sure how this packed crowd's gonna exit efficiently. First shot up, nailed it. Second one was up and off. Back down the floor come the Raiders. Mo Johnson takes a lot of these shots. This lineup can get out there. Carbon pushing the inside kick. Badd open for three. Up and off. Anthony Badd missed it. And Mo Johnson will knock it away, but in this final 1:45, we'll prop up with some final stats. Nathan Bauer Malone. Gotta find updated sheets here as a foul down low on the Pioneers. Hopefully with a technical on both sides between Devontae and Coach Vanderwall, things can stay clean towards the final 127. All right, let's check out individual stats. Nathan Bauer Malone had 36 points on 8 of 12 shooting. That was just from three-point range, folks. 8 threes for Bauer Malone, 10 points outside of that, or I'm sorry, a bucket outside of that, so 10 total field goals. He went to the line 9 times. Colin Gurley had 23, a quiet 23 with Bauer Malone's game. He was 7 of 12 from 3. Frigg had 14. He was at the line for 5 free throws. Logan Hill had 7, Slack had 11, and Big John Carroll had 6. For the Pioneers, 20 points from Mason Leidick, 15 from Tim Krieger. Sad to say, nothing else notable from the number 6 team in the country in what was a huge matchup tonight. Up inside, good block by Julian Berry, but they'll call a foul. And a big night for the community. A lot of students, fans showing up for a basketball team that wanted to establish itself as something huge this year. Second shot up and off. Back up the floor comes Mo Johnson, final 53 seconds. Mo, nice curve. Up, in! Mo Johnson catches the attention of the crowd. A little back and forth dribble to put it in. Now Julian Berry getting aggressive down low. Up and off. A big game for the Raiders tonight. Will hand Marietta their first OAC loss on the year. Fortunately, the Pioneers will still be one win better. However, we will circle the matchup February 12th at Marietta. We'll have that one on 91.1 WRMU, no doubt. First free throw up and off for the Pioneers, 31 seconds left. So the Raiders will get a possession and then leave a second. Up the floor, Mo Johnson. Driving inside, long layup, no good. Saved by the Pioneers. Now Mo Johnson's got to give. Bad jams it home. Anthony Bad with some later minutes. Put some big moves. Nice jam for the sophomore from East Canton. And now this crowd just recognizes the whole game. 3, 2, 1. The Raiders win it. 107-70. One more time. 107-70. A 37-point win for Mount Union. A career night for Nathan Bauer-Malone. And again, a step in the right direction for this program, who just took down the number 6 team in the nation and the number 1 team in the OAC. This performance by the basketball team definitely warrant the eyes of this campus and Raider fans everywhere for a step forward. Mount Union will be back in action Saturday. They take on Wilmington at 3 p.m. This win, obviously something special, but has to be a building point. Again, download the WRMU app, 91.1 WRMU app. We'll put you live with us. Follow us, WRMU_sports for updates. And more to stay up to date with all things Mount Union sports. Billy Beebe with you for a full 40 minutes tonight, a 107-70 Mount Union win. Remember, it's always a great day for basketball, but it is an even better day to be a Raider.